Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 Postgame Show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, we got Ryan Alexander. Ryan, Pirates win.
The OGs. You don't even know what to say, DiNardo. You're stumbling in the break. You're stumbling in the beginning. What a game.
I'm working like 13 things right now because NS9 is like on the skeleton crew tonight.
That's
so
right.
I got the TikTok going. I got this going. I'm doing like all kinds of things. And we're good now, though.
Yeah.
But
Pirates won with Jim Rosati in attendance, and I wasn't even there because when
that
I'm
is
there
crazy.
with Jim, the Pirates win. But it was just Jim tonight. That's right. We got the OG, DiNardo and Ryan. Wow. What a finish there in the ninth, DiNardo.
What a game. Seriously, we have a lot to talk about today. This was all kinds of emotions I felt like the emotion started when the rotation was announced of who was going to be starting this series, right? And it's Yinzerpalooza weekend. The games are sold out, the crowds are large, the vibes are high, the Pirates are at 500. And again, it was announced that Martin Perez was going to start game one. I know you had some words, but we're not even going to get that far yet. I just want to ensure everyone, the Pirates are above 500. They are 49-48 today. They just beat the Phillies. This was an incredible game. So you guys know what to do. Get your hashtags in the comments. Hashtag raise it for your chance to win these two beautiful Primanti Brothers sandwiches. I guess I should go a step further here too. Before we go even further, let's tell you all that BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything online sports betting. Right now, you can receive a 50% free bet up to $250 on your first deposit to bet on anything from the Olympics to baseball to even Formula One racing. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE, that is BLEAV, for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online, the game starts here. Where do we want to start, Ryan?
Well, as you mentioned, the Pirates are above 500 for the first time since April. And it's official. Now I will allow people to talk trades, talk playoff scenarios. You can watch the scoreboard for the rest of the games this year. It's all now in play because I don't like talking about any of that until the Pirates are officially above 500. So now that we're above 500, we've got there somehow. That's all in play. So let's talk about it. But I don't know where the hell you start with this game. I was ready to come on here and just blast the organization for what I felt like they came in here and decided to punt with the rotation and the bats and some of these coaching decisions bailed them out.
So let's start there. Let's just get this off our chest to begin with, because I know you had a lot of words on this. And I can give my piece. But yeah, like Martin Perez was announced to be the starter to kick off the second half of the season after the All-Star break. So what was your thoughts on that?
Well, I was angry because, number one, you have the Pirates won 4 games going into the All-Star break. You have the momentum. You have a big series coming up. Like you mentioned, Yinzerpalooza. It's the Phillies coming to town. A great chance to get rolling. And instead of going with Keller or, Luis Ortiz or everybody is fresh at this point. Now, maybe Skeens, because he pitched the All-Star game, you weren't going to start with him. But Mitch Keller would have been on his normal day rest. He could have pitched today. He could have pitched the last game of the Cardinal series had he pitched today. Instead, you roll out Martin Perez, which is probably, at this point, he's got to be our worst starter, especially with what he did today. So, and of course, he gives up 3 right in the first inning, ends up giving up, what was it? Yeah, he gave up 6, I think, earned in the start. And it just put the Pirates behind the 8 ball. Thankfully, like I said, the bats bailed them out. They come through with a huge walk-off win. And but it's one of those. I don't get why you start with Perez in this series. Like, where's Keller at this point? I understand wanting to give guys like Skeens and Jones, if he was not on the IL, I understand giving them load management and giving them rest. Keller, though, doesn't need load management. The dude's 28. This is his 6th season in the big leagues. Like, why? Where's Keller? Why isn't your best pitcher, or at least one of your best pitchers with Skeens, why is he not dialed up to start this game against the Phillies? And that's, you could say the Cardinals were the bigger series because it's in the division, and that's valid. But Keller could have started that series too. He could have started the last game against St. Louis. So you could have that's as Steel City DW down here mentions. I'm worried about Keller too. The fact that they pulled him out of that start in Chicago on Sunday early after 3 innings, and the fact that we didn't see him in one of the probables this series has me worried about Keller. So hopefully he is starting this Cardinal series, and it's just a classic Pirates just wanted to give him rest because he did throw 114 innings in the first half. But yeah, it worries me a little bit. But yeah, I would have threw Keller here all day long. Like, he's your horse. Throw him.
Yeah. I'll start with the easy one. Paul Skeens wasn't going to start this series, just simply for the fact of, he started against Milwaukee, lined up at the All-Star game. He wasn't going to come in and just after a few days and start against the Phillies. And I also say, I've been talking about the All-Star break as a way to help Paul Skeens, elongate his season. Give those innings, right? Like, you're going to use the break, give him extra time. You're probably going to use him as like the 5th starter, more or less, like coming out. Like, you're going to not start him in the first series, give him some extra time to give him like that one extra start, instead of starting him, day one, and then he has to have another start to end the season or whatnot. This is a way to help him extend his innings. So, I've been talking about this since like the beginning of the season. This is a way you're going to, use the break for help Paul Skeens and Jared Jones. But of course, Jones is, out injured. So Mitch Keller, I'll give you. Like, Mitch Keller is, I'll say, surprising. I just assumed he would come out because he did go 3 innings. And, I questioned that too, but Noah House is very adamant. Like, he was pulled. It wasn't due to an injury. So I'll take his word for it. And I'm sure it comes with the Pirates. So I'll take the Pirates' word for it. But it was interesting why he was pulled after 3 innings. And I don't know. He has had a lot of workload for the first half. He's pitched a lot of innings. Not that he's on like an innings restriction by any means, but maybe they're recognizing it's been a lot of innings. Maybe giving him a break is good. He's gone 3 today. Let's pull him for whatever reason that was. And maybe the same idea with Skeens they're doing with Keller. I don't know. Again, I question it. I'm not out here to say it's the right move. I'm not here to say the wrong move. I'm just shocked, but I'm not up in arms about it. If somehow or another two, like what they're doing is they're lining up Keller and Skeens to be 1-2 for like the rest of the season also, like, I don't hate that idea.
Yeah. And like I said, it we'll talk about Perez's start, but hey, they got lucky with the start. Perez, the bats came alive, and we'll talk about the offense and everything. The Pirates that was like one of the, I was thinking if we were losing this game, one of the silver linings was the offense kept coming back. It was 3-0. The Pirates quickly tied the game up at 3. They went down again, came back, made it 7-6. And then in the 9th inning, got a couple guys on and came through with a couple big hits. It's just, yeah, it was a crazy game and how it fits. And somebody said it here in the comments. I'd say the win of the year. Game of the year for the Pirates. And it keeps the winning streak going. I was a little worried with, go figure, the Pirates have to get hot with the All-Star break coming up. And because that's usually, you take a week off and you cool off a bit. But hey, they're still hot. The bats came alive. And how about the top of the order tonight, DiNardo?
It was on fire. Kutch, again, it was Yinzer Palooza. Kutch just proven to us he is a Yinzer. He named his, child Steel. So this is his big moment facing his former team in the Phillies. He comes out today and Yeah, like it was a big game for Kutch. He had 2 hits, 2 walks, also a steal. Brian Reynolds, 3 hits. O'Neill Cruz, 3 hits. The top of the lineup, I mean, it won the game.
Dude, it was
they came through.
The top 3, McCutchen, Reynolds, Cruz, 8 for 13 tonight. They scored 7 of the 8 runs. I mean, they were it. And then, in the 9th inning, huge double steal. Like we have to talk about that. Like what, you saw Taylor going to third and I threw my arms up like, what are we doing? Double steal. They're both safe. I mean, that changed everything. That changed everything with that inning. And Nicky Gonzales comes up, hasn't had a great game at the plate, and comes through, boom, right away with the hit to left, game-winning hit, and the Pirates win. So, yeah, it was remarkable, Bucko Mike, that Rosati was in attendance, and we saw a game like that. So, but yeah, just the double steal DiNardo changed everything. But those 3 at the top of the order, whew, what a night.
100%. Again, like there's so much to talk about, but that double steal was super clutch. And I loved every bit of it. Like the Pirates getting aggressive here. They chased the win. They didn't stay safe. There was 2 guys on, no outs. You could sit there and just say, we're going to just let Brian Reynolds hit. But Michael A. Taylor's, he's fast. Kutch isn't slow. I'm not going to say he's fast, but he's not slow by any means. And of course, him being the guy taking second, Michael A. Taylor got in there. The double steal eliminated the double play ball at that moment. Again, like you talked about, that was huge because now you're smelling a victory, at least a tie game, where we've seen this before, right? If Brian Reynolds does hit a ground ball, gets a double play, Michael A. Taylor's on third. Now Cruz is up. Maybe it's a strikeout, right? Maybe it's a pop up and out and game over. Like that double steal was so clutch, and I loved the aggressiveness of it.
Hang on. This isn't a flask, Bucko Mike. It's a Yeti. Come on. Come on. It's a Yeti cup.
It's treated the same though. What's in the Yeti cup, Ryan?
It's just water tonight. It's
sure.
No, but what that double steal, like you said, it took away the double play ball. It changed just changed the feeling of that inning. And it also put the Phillies on their heels because, we saw Reynolds strike out. Cruz came up and had that ground ball to second. The Phillies should have threw that ball to first and got the out. They made a poor decision throwing home, which they weren't going to get the run. Who was on third at that time? Yeah, Michael A. Taylor. He was running on contact. He's already fast. We know that. He was scoring no matter what. They threw home, was a poor decision. And that's what that's what that risky double steal decision does. You put the other team on their heels. And then they make a bad mistake. Well, now you tied the game up. You still have 1 out. And you win the game on the next at bat. So huge double steal. That was it. Just changed the like you said, the trajectory of the inning, the game, and you had a win in your pocket at that point. You just didn't want to screw it up, and they didn't. And just a great atmosphere. It'd been good to be at the ballpark tonight. Firework night. So yeah, good stuff.
For sure. You had your moment to talk Perez. I want my moment to talk O'Neill Cruz. Man, Ryan, I know we alluded a little bit and talked a bit of this on Starbucks this week. And just the fact that, July is a short month so far, right? And there's also a break in there. So it's a small sample size. But, in the month of July, O'Neill Cruz hitting better. But the biggest takeaway for me was what I spoke on was his defense has been good, right? Like it's not great. You're not looking and saying this is a Gold Glove guy, but this is a guy who a lot of people have been talking about time and time again. He's not even a shortstop. Get him out of here. The Pirates are wasting the time even putting him there. Get him in the outfield now. He's been playing good. And today, even though that out wasn't made, that play he made at shorts and almost got the out. Another example of holy hell, O'Neill Cruz. You are a shortstop. He's been playing good defense. Let's go to the base running as well. We talk, and there's the O'Neill Cruz has a low IQ. He gets thrown on the bases, blah, 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 blah. That time that he tagged up, oh God, who was it hit to? I forget, but he was on first. The ball was hit to like left center, and he tagged to second. Showed the speed, showed the wheels, then was safe easily. He's been running the bases quite well, making smart decisions. Today, he was on second, right? The grounder to third. He hesitated, stood, watched. As soon as Bum threw it, he took off the third. Easily safe. Another crucial moment in the game, too, because what happened now that he's on third with one out, Rowdy Tellez up to the plate, hits a sac fly, he scores. He's not able to do that if he doesn't make that play, because ultimately then Nick Gonzales grounds out, inning over. Cruz had a great game today, and he's been playing very well on all facets as well. Not even just the hitting, which of course he had 3 today, right? 3 RBI. He got called out on that steal to second today also. Whew. I mean, clearly there's some angle we didn't see, but also just the swim move he put on. He has been playing really good baseball. And I don't want to say this to jinx or whatever, but like, I feel like we might be on the verge right now of Cruz arriving to MLB.
And that's where I was going to go. I think we're witnessing Cruz's, I wouldn't say breakout, but like you said, his coming, his arrival party. I think we're seeing it in our own eyes. It's been, because when he's on, it's typically with the power, and it's usually, the offense that was struggling for so long. He'd be the one that was driving in runs and everything, and everybody was yelling for more consistency from him. But we're just seeing it. And today it wasn't just a home run, 3 hits, 3 RBIs. Like you mentioned, the defense, everybody just they can't wait to move him to right field or something. But he's looking like a shortstop more and more out there. And yeah, I think we're seeing in front of our own eyes that he's growing up and he's becoming that dude. And it is more consistency. And he's, the exit velocity is just, when he's on, he's driving the stuff all over the place. Or he's banging a home run off the foul pole, top of the foul pole, which is into the river, which was absurd.
Right.
I mean, I still can't believe we witnessed that. But yeah, he's just become that steady producer in the middle of this lineup. And with Reynolds, Reynolds has been great. Obviously, we know he made the All-Star game, had 3 hits again tonight. Reynolds and Cruz, they're crushing at this point. And it's so great to see, after where this offense was, in May and June,
right,
part of June.
Yeah, also it's half of July.
Right. It's so great to see. And like I said, that's what I want to see from Cruz. We know the talent's there. We know what he can do. We know he can hit 120 mile per hour baseballs all over the place. I want to see the consistency. And right. I think we're starting to see more of that. And, next thing we're going to blink and he's going to be at 25, 30 home runs on the year.
Yeah. And that's what I'm alluding to. Like, I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to announce that Cruz is breaking out and he's now an MVP type of player, but it just seems as if everything's starting to come together. Every part of the game. Like, it's not just you're infatuated with the exit velocity and hits that magnificent home run here and there, and you see the speed, but it gets thrown out sometimes, or you question, the defense. I don't know how long it's been since I felt like he's played poorly at short.
Right.
And again, like, there's been more really impressive plays at short than anything. Like, again, today to show, and even that happened like the last series as well. He had a deep throw. I mean, he was flat-footed, in the outfield and got the guy out at first, and like, just all the things that are slowly coming together. I just feel like the game's starting to slow down for him finally.
Yep.
Right. Like, it's now been a little bit over a year. So he has like the first full year of Major League Baseball under his belt now. I really feel the game's starting to slow down. I'm very excited for the second half. Cruz.
Yeah. And look at it with at least for the defense. You got Hayes at third. We know we know his defense.
Who botched a play today, by the way. A very easy play.
We could talk about Hayes if you want to get negative on the show. Because he did not have a good night. But Hayes at third, you got Cruz at short, and Gonzales has been great at second.
He looks really good at second.
you have your, most of your infield, locked down right there, and it's looking good. So, yeah, Cruz, I like Cruz.
Agreed. Brian Reynolds, just continues. It's now July 19th. This isn't no more, June Reynolds. This is summer Reynolds.
Some all-star Reynolds. Yeah.
White boy summer for Brian Reynolds. The dude is 3 more hits today. He's not slowing down. We jokingly were saying it, although it's truthful, but jokingly, he's better than Juan Soto since June, but he is, and he's still continuing it. I mean, this guy is this is MVP type numbers he's putting up right now, just carrying this offense. And, Kutch having a big day. If Cruz is starting to click, we see what Rowdy's been doing, which, by the way, Rowdy today set a Pirates record apparently for the most sack flies in a game. Rowdy Tellez.
It was since Pittsburgh the 50s, I think. Yeah, they said.
What's that?
Something. I think they said it was since the 50s or something.
Oh, was it?
I don't know. Something. Who knows? Yeah, 3 sack flies for Rowdy. Could have been 3 home runs.
But again, Kutch, Reynolds, O'Neill, Gonzales, Tellez, that 1 through 5, that's pretty formidable right now.
Yep.
It's the rest that really needs, they need work. That's why they need to make some trades here, because the Hayes. Now, Palacios, I'll take it back. Palacios isn't playing well since called up. And Bart has been performing as well. Also, I don't know how much I trust the 803 OPS.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, Bart's OPS is still above 800. So we got to, he's still in the good category. He's been killing.
But if the lower end can get more consistent as well, we talk about the pitching all day long. You can see things. But again, it's those pieces. Cruz has to come together. Reynolds continues. If Rowdy isn't a mirage for these past, 45 days, like you said, in May, in most of June and such, this team was never beating this Phillies team today.
No.
Phillies scoring 8, and a couple times bunches. Yeah. I'm sorry, 7. They scoring 7, in bunches. Maybe the Pirates were able to creep up and come back and close in a lead once, but not twice, and then win it.
Yeah. This is getting back to just Reynolds. I mean, this is the best Reynolds has looked since 2021. Where he literally had an OPS above 900.
Outside of the first 10 days of April last year, yeah.
Right.
He did have those 10 days.
3 hits tonight, 288 average. I mean, he's creeping up to 300. And, he's hit 300 before. Like I said, 2021, his rookie year, he did it as well. So, we've seen this from him. But yeah, he's hitting for power. He's our best contact hitter. Reynolds comes right off that all-star game and just keeps hitting today. And, he struck out in the 9th inning, which some people will say, when the game's on the line, he doesn't come through and things like that. But he still had a great game. And the Pirates still won the game. So that helps. But yeah.
Let's put it this way. Brian Reynolds right now has a 134 weighted runs created plus. That now, because of Schwarber's night, he drops. That makes him surpass Kyle Schwarber, which therefore makes him now, as far as qualified hitters, the 23rd best hitter in baseball.
There you go.
Do you also remember about 45 days ago? Up to 45. I mean, from the beginning of the year till about the 45 days ago, where Brian Reynolds is a waste of money, terrible contract. They never should have done this. Can't believe this guy was crying for $100 million. He's not even worth it.
Yep.
The 23rd best hitter in baseball today. Carrying this team on his back.
He's going to be okay.
He couldn't rob those 2 home runs, because he has all the weight of Pittsburgh on his back.
Yeah. He's going to be okay, folks.
Right.
We don't need to worry about his contract and his salary and the extension. We just need to worry about Hayes, I guess, at this point. his money they gave him.
Yeah. Can we just bring that up though real quick though too? Those 2 home runs. Like, have you ever seen a guy just miss robbing of 2 home runs by like a half glove length? Just twice in just a few innings.
In the same game, right? No, it's bizarre. And Reynolds, he hasn't been good out in the field this year, but yeah, just weird circumstances there. But yeah, I mean, like this lineup, I mean, we know that we want them to bring bats in the deadline. But overall, I mean, the lineup it's been better. It's been better. And obviously when Cruz and Reynolds are doing their thing, that helps a lot of it. I'm still waiting for Sawinski's like hot streak. Like we're so overdue for a Sawinski hot streak.
He did have that grounder going between first and second today.
Yeah, he had a hit. Everybody had a hit but Hayes.
That's more than most days.
Yep.
That's I want to answer Derek's question here real quick too. He does ask about if Braxton Ashcraft is an option. I mean, he's on the IL right now. I assume at some point he will be up here, whether it's in the starter role or bullpen role. We can debate that. Yep. But yeah, I think he'll be up there at some point this season.
Yeah, I think so. At least if he's healthy, I hope he better be up there.
Also, hi Derek. Nice to see you again. But yeah, like everyone right now, once again, we have 102 entries. If you haven't done so already, comment hashtag raise it. Your chance to win 2 free Primanti Brothers sandwiches will be given away here shortly. We're at the 27-minute mark, Ryan. Again, I could talk another hour for this game because it was magnificent. I didn't think they could do it.
No.
But anything else that you want to talk about? I guess to get back to the pitching a little bit here.
Yeah.
I know Martin Perez didn't look good after that. I mean, you can say what you want about Kyle Nicholas. It was a shaky game, but he did enough, I guess. I mean, he would do 1.1, gave up the earned run. But then, I mean, Santana came in. He had a lot of swing and miss. I got the 2 hits. Priester came in. A lot of swing and miss from him also. Holderman came in looking sharp. Then Carmen Majinski came in. And we got 2 hits on him that was just kind of like weak hits that snuck through. But he looked sharp, and he continues his scoreless streak here. And this bullpen, we talked it's a strength. It was a strength today. It was clutch. They held. I mean, Martin Perez didn't have a good game, and they picked him up. They shut down the Phillies pretty much after that.
And that was the other thing too with Perez start. It's like he didn't even go 4, and you're like, here we go. Everybody's fresh, and now we're just gonna burn right through the bullpen first game back from the break. So it was like, oh no. But yeah, once again, I mean, I mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Like the bullpen is trending upward, and it's with Nicholas gave up a run today, but he's been good. You mentioned Priester, which Priester probably should start moving forward, or I don't know if you want to put Perez in the bullpen or what have you, but I think something needs to change there. And then Holderman, Majinski, we know about them, but yeah, it just the bullpen has been looking good, and I think especially we thought Barucki would be back by this point, which they sent him to Indy today. Hopefully he's not too far behind, because I think that's just gonna, get Denny I know Denny Santana had a clean inning today, sort of, but I don't want to see him in these type of games anymore. But yeah, get Barucki up here as quick as you can, because I don't want to see Santana. But yeah, overall,
maybe that was the idea. Better. Maybe they were hedging their bets because they know, for all the reasons people are upset that Keller and Skeens weren't starting this first series, right? Maybe they even knew, like, hey, we know there might be some trouble here. We might get to the bullpen, so we're going to keep Barucki in Indy, and then make the move once they're tired to DFA someone and get him up here on Monday. Maybe that's the idea.
I hope.
Maybe.
Yeah. And when Santana
either way,
pitched,
like, more is coming.
3-run game, three-run game or whatever when he came in. So we were down. So, obviously once the Pirates came back, then it became Holderman and Majinski and kind of held it down. So, yeah, the bullpen, man, I'm not concerned about the bullpen really moving forward in the second half. I'm concerned with the Pirates handling of the bullpen and seeming to just blow through arms and then no one's available and then we're moving guys up. But I mean, overall, I'm not worried about them moving forward. As we've talked about the deadline, what do you do? Do you sell Chapman? Here's where I'm at this point. I say, because I mean, are you really, could you get something okay? Like, I don't want to get some top 30 prospect for Chapman. At this point, I'd say keep them all, add a bat or two, maybe an arm, and just get all your reinforcements together and just go for it. Just go. That's where I'm at with that.
I think they're going to do both. I think they're going to add and trade.
And they probably will, but
I think
don't
they'll
really think
listen on Chapman because, with the bullpen, what they have right now, I think they'll listen on Chapman. If you want my honest to God feeling that's kind of off the wall here, I think they're going to move Martin Perez.
How?
Here's how. Because you're talking about Rich Hill was traded. Rich Hill was literally traded.
I understand that, but
so that's where I'm at. I think you're talking about is he going to go to the bullpen, and at this point in time, not the way Quinn Priest is pitching, not the way Luis Ortiz is pitching. There's a very good chance. It sounds as if Jared Jones is probably going to be here within a few weeks, if not 2 or 3 weeks, early August. So like the depth of the rotation is going to be there. You already talked about Braxton Ashcraft. Of course, if he gets healthy, I think he'll have his time up here and such. They're not going to have $10.5 million Aroldis Chapman and $8 million Martin Perez in a bullpen. I think they're going to look to try to get rid of Martin Perez to get rid of some of those dollars, and maybe and probably end up keeping Chapman. I know it's 10.5, but like they'll keep him because you still need some decent bullpen arms. He's there. I think that's the way they go.
If you can trade Martin Perez, and I know it's been done before, we've seen it before, like you mentioned, Rich Hill. I'm all for that. I still
not
think
get much.
I still think they'll trade Chapman, but I hope I'd rather if it was me running the team, I would just keep the guys. Like you said, if you could get something for Perez, go ahead, because at this point I'm fine with Perez just going elsewhere. But if you can just keep the rest of the guys and just have everybody even for depth and just go for it. And add a bat or two and let's go. Because at this point, they are above 500. You do have Skeens and Keller and hopefully Jones coming back. And the bats are starting to come alive a little bit. So just go for it. But yeah, I'm with you. But the bullpen, I'm not worried about it at all at this point.
No. Nope. And
we're Rocky to the moon, baby.
All right. Should we do it then? Should we go ahead and give away the sandwiches?
Sandwiches. I thought you and I with this game, I thought we were going to go an hour, but yeah, let's give away sandwiches.
We could. We might have to do an NS9 After Dark.
Well, there we go.
All right. So you guys know the deal. I'm going to bring it up here. This is your last call. If you haven't done so already, hashtag raise it. And if you haven't done so already, also go ahead, like, subscribe. We appreciate that. And then, that way once the Pirates in the playoffs, you guys will know when we're going live then too.
Playoffs?
Right? Playoffs. 110 entries.
Nice.
Let's do it, Ryan.
Here we
Let's
go.
Go ahead and let's do this.
Good luck, everyone. Oh, look at this. Cody Coleman in here talking about Brent DeWill. Go get Rooker. That's who I want. Oh.
Ethan.
Is he qualified?
He is.
I know.
He is.
He's too close to the show. No.
He's too close to the show. You get yourself the sandwiches.
Congrats, Ethan. Is that a second win? Somebody said Ethan again.
Might be.
3-time winner. Whoa.
But congrats, Ethan. Doug didn't win. That's a plus.
No, yes. Doug was in here earlier. Yeah, he was in here. Real quick, Sean says, please no Rooker. Look, I want Brent Rooker, but I don't these trades that like David Todd threw out where it's like trade Bubba Chandler for Rooker. Like, no, Rooker isn't going to come that. He's a 29-year-old DH basically that strikes out a ton. Like, he's not going to, I don't think his price tag is going to be as high as some of these guys thinking. So no, I wouldn't trade Bubba Chandler for Rooker, but if the price tag's right, I would absolutely add Rooker into this lineup.
I'm not opposed to adding him. I just think there's a better option because it's not the best fit. That's all.
Yeah.
Rooker's a great bat. I think there's some regression there, but it doesn't mean he's going to be a terrible bat. He's still going to be 3 times better when right fielder is offensively during his regression. It's just that I feel there's probably better fits that also might come cheaper and it ends up being better for your organization. You know, this construction of this roster. As
Plus, moving forward, he comes in this year, can plays outfield, whatever with the defense, DH. But next year, if Kutch retires,
he's not retiring.
Rooker's your DH.
And that's part of the issue. I think, you know, next year if Kutch plays less, but still, I would much rather get a real outfielder.
I mean, he's still playing well. So,
so as shown today. But let's get out of here. That's definitely some talk for our Starbucks or NS9 Live. Once again, everyone, appreciate y'all watching. The Pirates are above 500 and a half game from the wild card.
That's right.
So good things. We'll be back again tomorrow. I think it's just myself doing a post-game show tomorrow. Told you, we're on Skeleton Crew.
Depending on how my night goes, maybe I'll join you at DiNardo. I don't know. Maybe I'll see what the kids' bedtime's looking like.
Well, at any rate, I will be back tomorrow. See you guys then. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Hey, you all. Thank you for watching. I know we try to provide the most entertaining content that we can, and we'd love to spread it to as many people as possible. So I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but if you could take the 5 seconds to like this video and subscribe to the page, it helps out so much more than you know. Thank you, and let's go Bucks.